iOS 27 hasn't been officially announced yet, but we already know a surprising amount about what Apple is working on. And the story here is more interesting than just a list of new features. According to Bloomberg's Gurman, the most reliable Apple insider in the industry, this update is going to feel fundamentally different from anything Apple has shipped in years. Instead of chasing flashy additions, Apple is reportedly going back to basics, fixing bugs, improving performance, and rebuilding Siri from the ground up with Google's Gemini AI powering it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything that's leaked so far and why iOS 27 might actually matter more than it first appears. Let's start with the big picture, because this sets the tone for everything else in iOS 27. Back in 2009, Apple released a version of macOS X called Snow Leopard. At the keynote, Apple showed a slide that said, "And this is real, 0 new features." Their entire pitch was, "We're not adding anything new. We're fixing everything that's already there." And it became one of the most beloved versions of macOS in Apple's history. According to Gurman at Bloomberg, iOS 27 is Apple's Snow Leopard moment. Apple engineers are reportedly going through the entire operating system looking for bugs to eliminate, code bloat to cut, and performance improvements to make. The goal is a faster, more stable, more reliable iPhone experience. Why does this matter? Because iOS 26 was a mess for a lot of people. Liquid glass looked controversial. Battery drain got worse on older devices. The keyboard had autocorrect bugs. And Siri, once again, failed to deliver on its promises. iOS 27 is Apple's acknowledgement that they pushed too hard, too fast. But here's the thing. Snow Leopard doesn't mean no features. There's actually a lot coming. Let's go through all of it. The biggest thing coming to iOS 27 is a complete Siri overhaul, and this one is different because Apple has no choice but to deliver it. Here's the backstory. At WWDC 2024, Apple announced a brand new Siri powered by Apple Intelligence. They said it was coming in 2025 with iOS 18.4. Then they officially delayed it to 2026. That public delay was extremely unusual for Apple. It has almost never happened before in the company's history, which means iOS 27 is the deadline. Siri 2.0 has to ship this year. So what's actually coming? 2 things, according to leaks. First, a personalized Siri that understands your screen and your context. So if a friend sends you a message with an address, you can say, "Add this to my calendar," and Siri will understand who the friend is, what the event is, and create it without you having to explain anything. This is the vision Apple has been selling since 2024. It's finally supposed to arrive with iOS 27. Second, a dedicated Siri app with a full chatbot interface, built in partnership with Google. Apple has reportedly signed a multi-year deal worth around $1 billion per year to integrate a custom version of Google's Gemini AI model into Siri. This would give iPhone users a conversational AI experience competitive with ChatGPT and Claude, directly inside their iPhone. No third-party app needed. Siri is also moving to the dynamic island. When you activate Siri, the dynamic island will light up and expand, similar to the visual language Apple teased in the WWDC 2026 invite. On phones without Dynamic Island, Siri will likely remain limited. Alongside the new Siri, Apple is building a Siri extension system. This will allow third-party AI platforms, Google Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Meta AI, and others, to be directly integrated into Apple Intelligence. What this means practically, instead of defaulting to Siri when you hold the side button, you'll be able to choose which AI model responds. You can set Claude as your default, or Gemini, or keep Siri. Apple is also renaming their developer framework from Core ML to Core AI, which makes it easier for any app developer to integrate AI models directly into their apps. This is a major shift in how AI works on iPhone, and it goes far beyond what's currently available with just ChatGPT. iOS 27 is bringing significant upgrades to visual intelligence, the feature that lets you point your camera at something and get information about it. 4 specific features have been found in Apple's own backend code by developer Nicholas Alvarez and confirmed by MacRumors. First, nutrition label scanning. Point your camera at any food product and visual intelligence will read the nutrition label. extract the calories, macros, and ingredients, and push that data directly into your health app. If you track what you eat, this is a game changer. Second, contact creation from physical cards. Scan a business card, a flyer, or any printed paper with a name, number, and address, and Visual Intelligence will automatically create a new contact. No manual entry. Third, wallet pass creation from physical tickets. Scan your gym membership card, your movie loyalty card, your event ticket, and it gets added directly to Apple Wallet as a digital pass, even if that business doesn't offer an official digital version. Last, Safari tab group auto-naming. Safari will automatically name your tab groups based on the content inside them. Small feature, but if you have dozens of tabs open, genuinely useful. Apple Intelligence is getting a major upgrade inside the Photos app. 3 new editing tools are reportedly coming. Expand the borders of a photo beyond what the original frame captured. If you took a photo that felt too tight, iOS 27 could fill in the background using AI to make it wider. Enhance, an upgraded version of the current autocorrect tool, using on-device Apple Intelligence models to fix lighting, color, and exposure more intelligently than before. Reframe, change the perspective of a photo after you've taken it. If the angle was slightly off, you'll be able to shift it without reshooting. These features put Apple directly in competition with Google Photos' AI editing tools, which have been ahead of Apple in this area for years. Apple is reportedly testing a new keyboard for iOS 27 that works similarly to Grammarly. It won't just fix spelling, it will suggest alternative words, offer to rewrite sentences, and help you match the tone of a conversation. There's also a rumored Write with Siri button that would appear directly above the keyboard, letting you rewrite a message, change its tone, or expand an idea without leaving the app you're in. Mark Gurman also reported that Apple is working on undo and redo buttons for the home screen customization panel. So if you accidentally rearrange your apps or change a widget you didn't mean to, you can undo it instantly. iOS 27 is bringing expanded satellite connectivity, and this one goes far beyond the emergency SOS feature we already have. Apple is reportedly working on full 5G satellite internet connectivity, meaning you could have internet access in areas with zero cellular coverage, remote hiking, rural areas, anywhere. This feature will be exclusive to the iPhone 18 Pro, which will reportedly include Apple's new C2 modem chip optimized for satellite 5G. Interestingly, Amazon recently acquired Globalstar, the satellite company that currently powers Apple's emergency SOS feature, setting up a direct battle between Amazon and SpaceX's Starlink for satellite internet dominance. Apple currently sits on Amazon's side of that fight. One of the biggest reasons iOS 27 is more significant than a typical Snow Leopard update is the iPhone Fold. Apple's first foldable phone, expected to launch in September 2026, alongside iOS 27. The device reportedly opens like a book to reveal a 7.8-inch inner display, with a 5.5-inch outer display when closed. These are aspect ratios iOS has never supported before, which means Apple has had to redesign core parts of the operating system. When opened, the iPhone Fold will support 2 apps side by side, a feature Android phones have had for years, but that has never existed on iPhone. A redesigned calendar app, originally planned for iOS 26 but delayed, is reportedly one of the first apps rebuilt for this new layout. Mark Gurman described the foldable iPhone as the most significant hardware overhaul since the original iPhone. And iOS 27 has to support it on day 1. So that's the full picture of iOS 27 as it stands right now. A Snow Leopard stability focus, Siri 2.0 finally arriving with Google Gemini, visual intelligence upgrades, smarter photos, a Grammarly-style keyboard, 5G satellite internet, and full support for Apple's first foldable iPhone. We'll get the official announcement on June 8th at WWDC. I'll have a video up the same day covering everything Apple reveals. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.